guys, what's up? Welcome back. So as you guys can see, we are going to be doing a wear test and a review on the new Fenty Concealer and Powder, you guys. Y'all, when I tell you, when I heard that they were coming out with concealers and powders, I was like, thank you. Finally, yes. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a demo of the concealers. I picked out 2 shades. And I also am going to be testing out the powder. So you guys are going to see how the concealer looks when applied. You guys will get to see how the color looks, how the powder applies, all of that good stuff. And I'm actually going to be checking back with you guys later on. So that way you'll get to see how everything held up on the skin. So yeah, I'm super excited to share these products with you guys so you guys can see how the concealers look, how they held up, as well as the powder. So the way I'm going to be doing this video is how I do every one of my other like wear test videos. First, I'm going to demo the product, give you guys kind of like a first impression, and then I'm going to come back so you guys can see how everything looks all together. And then later on at the end of the day, well, towards the end of the day, I'm going to check back so you guys can see how everything held up and give you guys my final review on the product. So we will go more in depth with the products as far as what shades I picked up and what shade I am in the Fenty foundation. So you guys will get to see all of that. But yes, I'm super excited. I feel like I've talked way too much in this intro. So if you guys are interested in seeing my review, wear test, first impression of the concealer and the powder, then let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so to speed this first process up, I went ahead and did the brows. I went ahead and moisturized the skin. I went ahead and primed the skin. For the moisturizer, I used my Olay moisturizer. This does have SPF in it. So I want to make sure I'm using a moisturizer or a primer or anything on the skin today that has SPF because I am going to be out running errands, out in the sun. You want to make sure you have SPF on. And for the primer, I use the Fenty primer because I felt like it was only right for today's video. So yeah, and I do like this primer. I did a review on this as well as the Fenty Beauty foundation, which is the one I'm going to go ahead and apply on the skin. But I did a review on these. This was actually when they first came out. If you guys missed that video, if you want to see it, if you want to hear my thoughts on the products, you can definitely check out that video. But I'm going to go ahead and put this on the skin really quick. Not going to spend too much time on this because this video is all about, who is this? Because this video is all about the concealer and the powder. So let's go ahead and apply this really quick. I'm in the shade 420 for those of you who are wondering. Alright guys, now let's go ahead and play with these concealers. I only grabbed 2 shades because one shade is actually my foundation shade, and I love how they did this. If you are, say, 420 in the foundation, you are 420 in the concealer, but the concealer is going to be a little bit lighter than the foundation, and I thought that was such a great idea. For one, I don't think I've seen any brand do that. It's going to make it so easier for us to find our concealer if we already know our shade in the foundation. So again, if you're in a certain shade in the foundation, the concealer is the same shade as that. It's just that the concealer is going to be a little bit lighter than the foundation shade. So I did pick up the concealer shade 420 because obviously I am in the shade 420 in the foundation. And I also grabbed the shade 390. 390 is a little bit lighter, a little bit more golden than 420. So the way that I have decided to use these concealers in today's video is to use one shade on one side of my face and the other shade on the other. So that way, if you guys are in the shade 420 in the foundation, you'll get to see which one you think would work best for you in the concealer. So if you like a concealer that's more golden, more, you know, a little bit more light, then you may prefer 320. Or if you want a concealer that's very close to your foundation shade, that's not going to really give you that bright highlight under your eyes, you may consider using the one that is the same shade as your foundation. Now, I don't know how these are, you know, going to look on me. I have seen Jackie Aina do her review, and she and I are in the same shade as far as the foundation, and she used 390 and 320 both, you know, on both sides of her face. So she put a little bit of 390 under her eyes and then put a little bit of 420 a little bit lower. So she mixed those 2 together and they look really, really good. So I just kind of want to do one side, one shade, and the other side, the other shade. So that way you guys can, I guess, make a better decision on if you want to either purchase both of the concealers or just one of them if you are in the shade 420. So I love the packaging of these. They're that glass frosted packaging, super cute. And I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them on my hand so y'all can see them side by side. So Here we have three. Ooh, these are so freaking creamy, you guys. That's $3.90, and $4.20 is right here. Oh yeah, $4.20 is definitely very, very close to my foundation shade. I'll go ahead and swatch $4.20 on my hand too, so y'all can see that. Just so you can kind of see the similarities up close. It's gonna be hard, but there we go. So $3.90 is at the top, then the middle shade is the $4.20 in the concealer, and then at the bottom I swatched $4.20 in the foundation. So you can kind of see the differences between the concealer and the foundation for $4.20. The foundation is a little bit more golden. The concealer is a little bit more of a neutral. I guess that's what I would say, a neutral. I don't know, but I mean, you guys can see it right here, but this is what they look like up close. So $3.90 is going to be right here. Ooh, I love this applicator. It's like a lot of product comes out on the applicator and it feels so freaking creamy. So this is how I like to put on my concealer under my eyes. And then we're gonna apply $4.20 on this side. Oh yeah, $4.20 is definitely more, I guess neutral. And it's not really gonna give me a like a bright highlight under my eyes, but you guys can see what I'm talking about. So here we have $4.20 and $3.90. I'm gonna use my beauty sponge to blend these out. One side I'm gonna blend out for $3.90, and then the other side I'll blend out $4.20. So just so y'all know. Now that I'm like actually blending this out, I feel like I'm gonna like $3.90 better as my, you know, like my under eye brightener or highlight, because I tend to go more towards a concealer that's a little bit lighter and a little bit more golden when I conceal. So, oh yeah, that looks good. It blends out good too. That looks good. Now going on this side, I'm gonna flip my sponge over and blend out $4.20. So y'all can see what this one looks like. Yeah, $4.20 is, you know, I think I would actually use $4.20, like the concealer in the shade $4.20. I would use this one as a spot concealer. So anywhere on my face that I have dark spots, if I just want to use a concealer just to cover up those dark spots and then go on top of that with a foundation powder, especially on those days when I don't want to wear a lot of makeup, I would definitely use $4.20 as that instead of, you know, using it as a under eye concealer. But I mean, it looks good. It's just that I would prefer to use $3.90 instead of $4.20 as my, I guess my highlight shade in a concealer. But if you are more into, you know, wearing a concealer that's not too much of a highlight, that's gonna be very close to your foundation shade, then definitely pick up $4.20. But this is how they look side by side. I feel like they both look really, really good. So far, I'm actually liking this side better than this side, even though this side looks more natural. Now, if I want to wear like a full face of makeup, but actually wear like a full natural look instead of like a glam look, I would definitely use $4.20 instead of $3.90, because $4.20 is gonna give me more of that natural look instead of, you know, more of a highlighted beat look. And for my bridge of my nose, I'm gonna use $3.90 because this is the shade that I will be using as my concealer like for now on. So I'm just gonna use $3.90 for the bridge of my nose just to give me that extra highlighted look. So let's blend. I forgot what side. All right, I don't know if you guys can see a difference, but looking down in my mirror, I can see it. This side is definitely more brightened than this side, especially under the eyes. but this is what they are looking like. But now let's play with the powder. And I picked up the shade Banana because I feel like this one I really couldn't go wrong with. I've used several different banana powders in the past, and I don't know, when I saw Jackie use this, I felt like this wasn't as yellow as some banana powders. And some banana powders, I don't know, I just don't really care for some banana powders because they're just so yellow. But this, ooh, this one, honestly, this looks like a translucent powder. Like, you know how some translucent powders look, hold on, let me take the tape off first. Let me just really see it. Oh yeah, this is not as yellow as some, you know, banana powders. So I like that. Yes, and the packaging is cute. Actually, with some of my setting powders, I actually just like to put the top back on it, shake it up, kind of shake it down just to get the product up there. I mean, you don't have to do that, but that's just what I prefer to do. And then open it up and you'll have the product up there at the top. So instead of just putting it in the top, that's just what I like to do. I'm gonna take that same sponge. I kind of wiped off the concealer that we use, even though it still looks kind of dirty, but I did wipe it off on a makeup remover wipe. So that way, you know, I won't be mixing the product too much. But this is the only sponge that I have near me that is clean, and I honestly don't feel like getting up. And one tip that I did learn after watching Jackie's review is when you dip your, like if you're gonna use a sponge with setting powder and you dip it in there, the best thing that you could probably do is just put the sponge on your hand, just so that way you won't have so much product, which I've never done that before. So let's go ahead and try that. And then apply it under your eyes. Okay. This is definitely blending perfectly. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. I like this. Now, I don't know how this is going to, you know, last. So that's why I want to do a wear test today. So I'm just gonna have this on for a few hours. I do have to pick up my dogs from the groomers, so I will go ahead and keep the my face on while I run out and do errands, and that way I can come back, let you guys see how my face is looking. But as of right now, the time is 11:29, so 11:30 in the morning. It is Friday. So yeah, I'll try to have these products on for a few hours today and come back, because I really want to get this video up since today is the, you know, the day that everything launched. So that way you guys can kind of make your decision on what you want to get, what shades you want to get. So I'm gonna try to get this video up as soon as I can. But at the same time, I still want to wear everything on the face just so that you guys can see how it looks by the end of the day. But let me just say, I do like how the powder looks on my face. It just sunk into my skin, but at the same time, it's not like patchy or anything like that. I do like how it looks airbrushed. And now that the powder is on, it's kind of hard for me to see a difference between, you know, which concealer I have on, either the 390 or the 420. Let me know if you guys can see a difference. I honestly cannot see a difference now that I'm looking at it in the mirror, because the powder kind of brightened it up anyway, and it just made everything look more even. But let me know if you can see a difference. I really don't. But I feel like if you use a powder that's closer to your skin tone, now they do have different other powders. I just decided to go with this one. But I feel like if you used a powder that, say, you know, that you want to use as all over face powder, even to use on top of your concealer, say if you used one that's close to your, like a deeper shade, you probably could see a difference. Like especially on the side where I use the lighter concealer, you probably could see a difference if I did that. And now that I'm thinking about it, I wish I picked up a different powder so that way you guys can see that too. But I am gonna be doing another video featuring all Fenty products, so I may pick that up. But I just feel like maybe if I use the powder that's the same color as my foundation or just a deeper shade, I probably would have seen a difference. but I like how this is looking already. All right, now that the face is done, well, somewhat done, this is what everything is looking like after I set it. And what I've noticed about this powder is it is pretty matte. Now, I don't know if it's gonna stay matte. That's why I wanna kind of do a wear test and just have this face on for a few hours just to see. But now that I have it on the face, I do see that it's pretty matte. So if you're into matte setting powders or something that's gonna really mattify the face, I'm pretty sure you'll like this. But like I said, I don't know how it's gonna look after a few hours. But this is what it's looking like. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face. I'm gonna do something very natural, very light, so that way it won't kind of take away from the actual concealer and the powder. So that way you guys can really see what it's gonna look like later on. So I'm gonna do my face really quick and then come back so you guys can see how it's looking. And like I said a few minutes ago, I am gonna do another video where I have everything on the face that is Fenty. So like a full face of Fenty. I don't know when that video is gonna go up, but today is all about the concealer and the powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face really quick and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so this is how everything is looking now that I completed the face. I will have all of my makeup deets down below in the description if you guys wanna see what I have on the face. But yeah, I like how everything is looking so far. I love how the powder just looks very soft and airbrush on the skin. Right now, I'm actually gonna go ahead and run some errands. I think I wanna stop by Ulta and pick something up. And I also gotta pick up my dogs because they are still at the groomers. They just haven't called me yet to come pick them up, but I'm pretty sure while I'm out, they're gonna call me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day and I will check back with you guys later on so you guys can see how everything is holding up on the face. So the time is now 12:26 and we started at 11:30. So it's already been an hour and everything is still looking good on the face. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day and I'll check back with you guys later on. All right, y'all, so it is 3:11 p.m. and I'm about to go pick up my dogs. So this is what everything is, ooh, the sun. But this is what my face is looking like right now. It still looks pretty good. I feel like it looks pretty good. The concealer looks pretty nice. It's not really breaking up much. I actually just started editing the video and I noticed when I was talking, well, after I did my makeup, I noticed that I did see some creasing right here, like right there, right close to my my lash line. I noticed that when I started editing the video. I didn't really see that when I was when I was actually filming the video. So you guys probably saw that, and I may just go ahead and put in like little I guess titles or like a little something on the video stating that I noticed this, like I see it. And I don't think I said anything about the concealer not creasing. I don't remember saying anything like that, like after everything was done. But I did see a couple of creases under the eyes as I was talking in the video. And like I said, some of you probably saw that too. But I just wanted to, you know, make that clear. I wanted to throw that out there in case I did not mention that in the video. But anyway, yeah, right now I'm just gonna go ahead and get my babies from the groomers. Hopefully they look cute, which they always look cute, but you know, I always worry about how they're cut when they go to the groomers, because sometimes they cut them the right way, sometimes they cut them the wrong way after I tell them how we want them cut. But yeah, let me go and I will check back with you guys. I'm actually gonna check back later on when I'm actually sitting in front of the camera so you guys can see how the face is looking. But yeah, right now it's a little after 3 o'clock and I'm gonna try to check back when I get back home so that way I can upload this video. But the face is looking pretty good. Everything is still in place. I do like how it's just looking like all together. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, you guys, so I'm back. It is now 4:55 p.m. So I've had this face on for about a little over 5 hours. I want to say a little over 5 hours. We started at around 11:30-ish. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the concealer and the freaking powder. So starting out with the concealers, so I want to mention, I don't know if I still have the clip from my phone because I did kind of do a small clip while I was in my car headed out to the store and also to pick up my dogs. But I said in that clip that I did notice a couple of creases under my eyes when I was editing the video earlier. So I went ahead and edited the first few clips of this video, and I noticed like a couple of creases under my eyes while I was talking, like after my makeup was done. I didn't really notice the creases before I did my whole entire face, but I didn't apply anything in this area. Like the only thing that I applied was my lashes, my mascara, and a little bit of eyeliner right in this area, but I didn't apply any powder like other powders on top of this area. I did apply my other powder, like my Maybelline Super Stay powder, just around the perimeter of my face, but I did not touch this area because I wanted to make sure that nothing else goes on top of the powder, the Fenty powder, so that way, you know, I can kind of give you or kind of see how the products are working on my face all day. But I did see a couple of creases under my eyes when I was editing the footage, and I don't know if I mentioned that earlier while I was talking with you guys and actually looking in the mirror at myself to see how the face looked, but I do remember seeing a couple of creases, and some of you probably saw those, and yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there before, you know, some of you kind of bring it to my attention that there are creases under my eyes. But just wanted to mention that. And I still see a couple of the creases right in here. It's like 2 creases under here, 2 creases under here, but it's not like super duper noticeable, but there is creases. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. Now, some people it's not creasing on. I haven't really seen a review where someone where it did crease on them, but then again, I haven't really watched like full day wear test reviews on the concealer. I just pretty much been watching like first impressions and stuff like that. But yeah, I just kind of want to throw that out there. But other than that, the concealer is very lightweight. It does claim to be light as air, so definitely lightweight. I like that. It does claim to be a long wearing concealer, so I can say that it is long wearing, besides a couple of creases that I have under the eyes. And to be honest with you guys, the creases, like the 2 creases that I see right here, they actually look the same size as they did earlier, so they did not get any bigger. I don't see any extra creases or anything like that. So maybe next time I'll just go lighter around this area with my foundation. I know some people, they don't even put foundation in this area, but maybe I'll just try it that way next time, so that way I can only have concealer right here and powder in this area, so that way it won't be too cakey. But I did want to say that. But I did want to throw that out there. And also it claims to be a soft coverage for all. So as you guys saw earlier, when I was applying it under the eyes, it looked very creamy. It did blend out really good. So I love how it blended out. I like how it is a super creamy concealer, and I also like how it is full coverage. Even though it's full coverage, it's not one of those concealers that's gonna feel like you have something on your eyes. Like it does, you don't feel it. Like it feels very lightweight, like it says it is a light as air concealer. So far I am liking the concealer, and I will continue to use it because I want to kind of get more, you know, more of a feel from it, because even though I've had this face on for like a little over 5 hours, I still want to wear it to work where I have like a full 8-hour day, just to see if I notice anything different. But I will let you guys know more about this concealer later on in some later videos. But now let's talk about the powder. Now, I noticed with this powder, I noticed in the beginning that it looked very matte on the skin, and it didn't feel like it was too drying or anything like that. And I also noticed that it still looks matte on my face, except for this area. This is where I always get shiny because I do have oily skin in my T-zone, and my nose is always pretty shiny by the end of the day. But I still see that my under eyes look pretty matte, my chin looks pretty matte, and also right here where I applied the powder, this looks pretty matte as well. You guys can't really see under here because I have my hat on, but so I like how this powder is matte, but it doesn't feel like it's too like drying or anything like that. It's very lightweight on the skin. It gives you that nice airbrushed finish, which I love. So I do love this powder, and I also like how it's not as yellow as some banana powders. Like this literally could be like a translucent powder. But yeah, that is all that I have to really say about the concealer and powder. I think Rihanna did a great job with this, especially the concealers, 50 shades, and the fact that if you know what your foundation shade is, you'll know what your concealer shade is. So I love that she did that. It just makes it so easier for everyone to pick their concealer shade if they already know their foundation shade, and like that was just the icing on the cake with this launch. So I'm really glad I was able to try these concealers out, and also the powder. If you guys have already picked these up and if you have already tried them out, I would love to know your thoughts on the products. So let's go ahead and chit chat down below in the comments, and I think that is all that I have for today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you thumbs it up. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.